Hello everyone, this is the recording for IS391 Unit 7. This is the last recording for this term. The Unit 7 reading is Appendix E, Error Handling and Debugging. The Unit 7 discussion, this work you learned error handling and debugging. The textbook described 3 types of errors. Construct an example that uses each of these types of errors. Describe which type of error you're using and how your example generates that type of error. The initial post is due Wednesday, and 3 replies are due Sunday. Do not forget at least one open-ended question. Also, don't forget your APA reference and in-text citation. The final integrative project is due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Complete the following steps in order. Task 1. Create a MySQL database called CompanyDB with a table called employee data. Create the following fields in the employee data table using the appropriate data type to hold the data. Employee name, employee address, age, language spoken is married, and I want you to use the names that they specify. Task 2, create a PHP script that will display a form that will accept user input for the employee name, address, age, language spoken, and married single language spoken should be a list box containing choices English, Spanish, and French. The married single input should be in the form of a checkbox or a radio toggle. Check if the age entered is numeric value and is greater than or equal to 16. If not, display an error back to the user. Upon the user pressing the Submit button, the user input is stored in the database. Enter employee data for at least 10 people. Create a PHP script that contains the following buttons: search by name and search by language. The search by name feature should allow the user to enter a name or part of a name and return the records matching the query. A button to delete the record should be displayed. If the delete button is pressed, all records displayed on the screen from the last search should be removed from the database. The search by language feature should return all records that match the spoken language. A button to delete the records should be displayed. If the delete button is pressed, all records displayed on the screen from the last search should be removed from the database. Task 4, create a PHP script that will dump the contents of the employee table into a CSV file, text file that has comma-separated values for each record. Each new record should begin on a new line. The criteria for grading this project will include the following: the completeness and correctness of each task, performing the way it was asked for in the write-up, the accuracy of the output when performing the database operations, the overall appearance and neatness of the web pages and forms. Now you need to export your database to a SQL file to turn it in so that I can upload it. This is not one where you create the database in your SQL, in your PHP script. You create the database and fill it in using the input and then export the database with its table to a SQL file so that I can upload it and check it. And then I would be able to run your PHP scripts on that new database that I've uploaded. Take screenshots as to how your PHP scripts show that they work, just in case do not run from me. So make sure that you show not only the input, but also the output of when you click Submit, show what it looks like in the table. Also show that each script works. Turn in the database SQL file, the scripts, and the screenshots. Zip them all together. Make sure you do this completely because this is the final project and there's no opportunity to make corrections. So it's due Sunday, and then that starts week 8. So you don't really have a chance to make corrections. So be as complete as you can. If you have errors in your program when I run it, unless it has something to do with my side that I can change, such as if you have a different password than I use. Otherwise, I just won't be able to check it, and I will have to tell you that it's wrong. So make sure you correct all the errors. And make sure you do a lot of screenshots, because if I see a screenshot showing that it works for you, then I will count it correct. Otherwise, I'll have no choice but to count it wrong. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. That's all for this week. Good luck.